I'm Tahira, and I'm going to be your host for this episode. Today, me and my group are going to talk about well being, a concept that has grown increasingly important in our fast paced world. It's more than just some free from illness, or it's about thriving physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially. Today, we are going to explore what well being means, why it matters, and how we can nurture it in our daily lives. Let's start with what well being truly is. The World Health Organization defines well being as a state in which an individual can realize their own abilities, cope with the normal stresses of life, work, productivity, and contribute to their community. It's a balance, a harmonious interaction between your mind, body, and environment. Now, let's ask, why is well being so crucial? When we prioritize well being, we unlock our potential. Good physical health enhances our energy, mental clarity fuels our creativity, and emotional resilience helps us navigate challenges. Together, together, these factors allow us to lead fulfilling lives. Well being doesn't just improve us, individually, it creates ripples that improves relationships, workplaces, and communities. Now, how are we going to nurture our well being? That's how we are going to talk about this with the entire prospects of the mental, physical, social, and emotional well-being. Now I'd like to pass the floor to Omar.
I think from Tahir, I think this is if I think this is the most academic definition of well-being I ever heard in my whole life. It's like on a different level. Anyway, in our class of well-being, I was the first speaker, right? And okay, let's start from somewhere else. Okay, so there are different kinds of well-being. So there's like social well-being, emotional well-being, financial well-being, spiritual well-being. There are more, right? There are many more types of well-being. So in our class, um, I was the first speaker, right? It was also our first class, which was on well-being. And if I'm being very honest, I was actually really biased towards social well-being. Like I really started off with saying my own stories, which involved me growing up alone during the time of COVID, and yeah, that actually made me really depressed, right? So my entire class, which I took, I feel like I was the main teacher in the class, right? So it mainly revolved around social well-being. The point I was trying to make is that in life you are going to face lots of emotions and lots of other stuff. Okay, it will be anger, it will be fear, happiness. Okay, but the thing is that everything that you do, it is actually highly influenced by people. Okay, without any people, nor will you feel happy, nor will you feel sad. Okay, but yeah, you might think that okay, I'm not gonna feel fear or angry or anything like that, which are all negative, right? So, well, it's gonna be all positive, right? Well, from my experience, I said them, it made me really depressed because what I was not getting was social well-being. So I really emphasize it on that. It's like, whatever it is that you do, no matter how much money that you make, uh, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's actually the people that keeps you well. Okay. I know it kind of contradicts with the financial well-being part of the whole thing, but think about it. Like I said, I don't think I mentioned it, but now I'm gonna say it. It's like in one point of my life, I asked myself that instead of asking myself that what is it that I want in my life, I asked myself that what is it I don't want in my life. And the first thing that came to my head was I'm an old man who has lots and lots of money, who is extremely successful, build lots of companies, which I really want. I have passion towards entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So so from my definition of success, I'm really successful. But the only thing which I lack is I don't have a single people whom I can call and talk with. Do I want that life? And the first answer that came to my head was, no, I don't want that, right? So this is what I share with them. It's like, you may buy a new iPhone. You would feel happy for 3 days, but it's gonna wear off. It doesn't matter how many times you look at it. You will not feel anything afterwards. But you see, at the end of the day, is the people around you that actually really, really keeps you well. So this is the point which I was mainly talking about, right? I feel like me saying this, I put a lot of emphasis on the whole thing, biasing the whole class and the concept into that. But yeah, I know I glossed over the other aspects of well-being, which I'd love to hear from you guys. But if I'm being really honest, and from what I've experienced in my life so far, yeah, I'm a big advocate of social well-being because if I'm being very honest, I never struggled in my life financially, so I don't really know the struggles that comes due to it, right? For example, someone who is in crippling debt, he knows the pressure of financial well-being, right? Or spiritual well-being is something we usually don't think about, right? But I saw some people who do really well thanks to spirituality, right? I mean, you would see more people recover from drugs thanks to churches and mosques than in rehab centers, right? So there's a part of spiritual well-being. So yeah, I would like to I'd like to, you know about it from you guys. And yeah, I mean, the reason I talked about social well-being is because you see, these kids, they're in class 6 or class 7. Soon they're gonna have lots of friend circle. They're gonna make mistakes. Sometimes they will feel like, I'm not willing to make any friends. Sometimes they will lose friends. But at the end of the day, what they have to realize is that, is that people. I have to be with people. Otherwise I won't be. Otherwise I will basically die. See, the reason people came together, build nations, build families, is a because you need people to survive. Otherwise you won't survive. It's actually embedded in our DNA. So that's why I was a big advocate of social well-being. So I'd like to hear the other well-beings and other things from you guys. But what do you guys want to say about it? I wanna know.
I think I also agree with your perspective. Like, yeah, it's the people surrounding us that actually makes the well-being more like it. Like our happiness, sadness, anger, everything is related to that. So yeah, of course, I also think that when we were instructors, I also mentioned this part that our happiness and our well-being in total, it actually depends on the people around us because every emotions that we are feeling, it's actually from the people around us. So yeah.
I would like to add something, but before that, I want to ask you guys something. Imagine drawing a picture but leaving it without colors. How does it feel? It feels pretty incomplete, right?
Wait, tell it again. I
That's
didn't catch that. Wait, tell it
yeah.
Very
again.
bland.
Yeah, that's how life can feel when we are missing emotions, emotional well-being, like something important such as joy, connection, or like Umay said, the people who are really special to us. But just like that, we can add color to a picture. We can bring happiness and meaning to our lives if we stay close to them or stay by them always. So by taking care of ourselves and by taking care of our favorite persons, we can bring happiness to our life. So even if it feels dull sometimes or feel like there are many other aspects which might make you feel uh, good sometimes, like feel you like it is really good for yourself. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say, like, yeah,
Yeah, the internal
maybe some,
happiness that we feel, the peace, the
yes,
satisfaction. Yeah.
yeah, that's a satisfaction, yeah. Yeah, that's it, I think.
Well, about satisfaction, I would like to add, about satisfaction, in our class, we had a yoga session, right, with the students. And me and
Yeah, I
Ahana,
remember.
ha- yeah, me and Ahana, it was very memorable. And in fact, it was my first y- time as a yoga instructor, that an amateur yoga instructor. So about spiritual or physical well-being, you call it. There are certain aspects to it, such as there's something about aura that people, reasons that people talk about. We sometimes look at people and say like, "Oh my gosh, he has so much aura," or something. So, physical or spiritual well-being is like that. Such as if we, for instance, if we think about yoga, when we do yoga, we have certain exercises or stretches that allows us to elevate our body or spiritual presence to a higher level. And it makes us so relieved that the things or tasks we do later on, even if they are boring or even if they are tiring, we enjoy them to do. Suppose once to me, doing yoga is very helpful. I usually try to do it in the morning or at night before I go to sleep. So before any, math class or math homework, the difficult ones, obviously we all hate math, I know. So what we do is, what I do is I do yoga. And after doing that, the math seems so easy to me. Like everything opens up. It opens up your brain in such a way that you can feel it in your own, you can feel it with your hands that the energy, the spiritual energy is flowing through your hands. And if I talk about the boys which came from upland school, and initially they were very, some sort of, disturbed. Like it was our first class with them. So they were meeting us for the first time and we were meeting them for the first time. And they were some sort of, with first time, as first glance, some issues arise. The yoga actually helped us to do to break the ice with them and made us much closer with them. And that actually helped us a lot. So the well-being doesn't only come from doesn't only help in one aspect, doesn't help only you, it helps everyone beside you, everyone around you. That's what I want to say. Anyone else not know about it?
Did you see any positive impact after you actually did a yoga session with them?
Yeah, I did. And the students actually started to, feel more relaxed. They were much more confined, as if they were, stable or something. And they were more attentive. That's what I noticed. For example, when I was giving the briefing for the next class to them, they were, already grouped together and they were already listening to me. So that's one kind of improvement I would like to say.
Especially the treat in the starting, but after the yoga session, they and they started with the girls, and yeah, so it actually did work.
Side. We heard
As
about the
well.
physical side. We
May
would
I?
like to know more about the mental side, please. Yeah, Masha, please go on.
Uh, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I want to talk about mental well-being. Mental well-being are psychological and social health, where an individual feels balanced, content, and able to cope with the challenges of life. It has several factors like um, emotional health, social well-being. According to emotional health, and disease, um, and having a of self uh, purpose and life studies involve managing thinking clearly and having a sense of control over one's life is psychological health and building and maintaining healthy support and feeling connected to others and your community is social well-being. People with good mental well-being are generally resilient, capable of managing life's ups and downs, or engaged in their personal and professional lives. It's important to remember that mental well-being is dynamic and can fluctuate based on life circumstances and self-care practices. Um, but people with bad mental conditions suffer a lot. There can be many reasons for that. Bullying is one of them. When someone gets bullied, it affects his or her confidence. Sometimes it affects so much that maybe that person can't ever get out of that pride, that lack of confidence. If she gets bullied or knows what it feels like, he or she must not let another person feel the same shit again. That's all I have to say.
Now I would like to talk about the digital well-being. Digital well-being is basically overall healthy the state of using your digital devices such as your mobile phone or any other devices. Um, it digital well-being does many wonders such as it helps in physical emotional, but it works a lot for mental as you it reduces the negative effects of stress, anxiety, and fatigue. What to maintain digital well-being, you can do is limit your usage of devices to avoid eye fatigue or poor posture, and uh, you can just mm, be mindful about your usage of different applications or technology as a whole, rather than mindlessly scrolling. And you can just avoid any toxic online interactions or harmful content, and you can just take regular breaks by giving it a do not disturb, or just stop the notification, and also disconnecting yourself from the technology and go outside for a short time might help you as well. As for the workplace well-being that I'm going to talk about, maintaining boundaries between your work and personal life is also important. As what you can do is take reasonable amount of workloads that you can that can be in your working threshold, and uh, mm, taking time off policies and things like that might reduce your anxiety or any other the fatigueness that you are suffering from. That's all I have to say. I want to pass on to the next person.
Okay, I think we have heard enough from Maisha and Faiz Malik, but I would like to add a little bit to the mental side of well-being. And what's more important that the students we taught, right, they were in like sixth or seventh grade, and this is the most sensitive time of their life. And I think from seventh grade and the next 3 years is something which has to be treated a little more carefully. We go through a lot of phases in this time period, and we are trying to explore ourselves. Before that, we were just copying each other or the our family members, and that was mostly our personality. And now we are focusing on ourselves. So we are not more self-centered, and we are thinking a lot less about the people we are going with or we are playing with. So I think what's more important is to, for well-being, that is, it's more important to think about what others feel like. We do things such as like Faisal and Ahana said, like yoga. I like to do music, but there are some things that can actually like disturb others. They might get hurt. Like Maisha said, bullying, some people might enjoy, and some people might not like it the way they're being treated. But the person who bullies actually enjoys it. Like it's like they're playing with them, but it's not actually okay. This is where we actually think about who we are interacting with. This is where the uh, second perspective of what we do when we want to like relieve ourselves uh, for well-being, which is we have to think about what others, how it is affecting others. This is the most important thing, I think. This is the most important thing. Okay. And uh, this can be integrated from early stages of childhood, but not, it's better if we don't try to teach the children directly that you should think about how you're treating other kids. It's more like we should teach them indirectly, like in movies such as The Karate Kid, where the sensei is teaching the student karate by doing laundry or punching a log, but in the end, he's just teaching him how to defend. This is like an example how parents can integrate the thought of others' well-being, right? That they have to think about others before acting for their own. And this is all I want to say, that well-being is important, and it's about the people, and well-being is mostly centered about how the people treat us. So we should treat the people the same way we want to be treated. That's the most important thing, I think. Thank you.
There's
Well,
something
thanks a lot, Arnav.
I have a
That was
question.
a really nice explanation for towards it. So, as all our members have been explaining, it's also important to recognize that well-being is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs, and that's okay. What matters is the effort that we put into maintaining the balance and the willingness to make changes what we needed or when we need that in our life to make an impact that's positive towards our life. So here's a challenge for you. Starting today, take one step towards enhancing your well-being. It could be as simple as taking a 10 minutes walk, calling a friend, or practicing gratitude at least. Small changes lead to big transformations over time. That's what our team members were talking about all the while. Thank you for tuning to this podcast on well-being. Let's comment on take care of on taking care of ourselves and inspiring others to do the same. Remember, your well-being is your superpower. Nurture it, protect it, and watch it thrive. Stay healthy, stay happy, and take care. See you in the next episode.